We have all been there. You are working late, sitting perfectly still at your desk, and suddenly, the office goes pitch dark. You have to frantically wave your arms in the air just to get the overhead lights back on. You are sitting right underneath the motion sensor. Why didn't it know you were there? We tend to think of these sensors as little security cameras keeping an eye on the room, but they don't have lenses for visible light, and they cannot perceive shapes or outlines. Instead, they look for one specific thing: thermal heat that is actively moving. If we switch to a thermal view, we can see the infrared radiation naturally emitted by a warm human body, contrasting against the cooler air in the room. And that is the catch. If you sit completely still, the location of your body heat stops changing. As far as the device is concerned, your thermal signature just blends right into the background of the room. You become invisible. To understand how it loses track of you, we have to look under the plastic casing. At the center of the circuit board sits a tiny metal component, the pyroelectric sensor. Inside that metal housing, the sensor is actually split into two identical side-by-side halves. Think of these two halves as a perfectly balanced seesaw, but instead of weighing physical mass, it weighs infrared heat. If the entire room warms up evenly, say the heating kicks on, that extra thermal energy hits both halves of the sensor at the exact same time. The seesaw stays perfectly balanced and nothing happens. But when you walk past the sensor, your concentrated bubble of body heat hits the first half of the sensor a fraction of a second before it hits the second half. That uneven heat causes our thermal seesaw to tip. This imbalance is exactly what the system is waiting for. The sudden change in voltage generates a sharp electrical pulse. There is a limitation though. By itself, this tiny, bare sensor can only detect that imbalance if you are standing a few inches away. From 10 feet away, your body heat disperses through the air, hitting both halves of the sensor simultaneously as a blurry wash of warmth. A bare sensor cannot differentiate a distant human walking by from a room that is slowly getting warmer. We need a way to organize and focus the heat from across the room. That is exactly why the sensor is always covered in that bumpy, bug-eyed plastic dome, the Fresnel lens. This translucent surface is an array of dozens of tiny, precise lenses molded together into a single sheet. These lenses work together to grab scattered infrared rays from a massive viewing area and bend them sharply onto the tiny pyroelectric element inside. By arranging these individual lenses in a specific pattern, engineers intentionally slice the room into distinct fan-shaped wedges of extreme sensitivity. Because of the way the facets are angled, they leave physical gaps in the coverage. These are dead spaces where the sensor is completely blind. As you walk across the room, you are constantly moving in and out of these active wedges. Your heat enters a sensitive zone, tips the seesaw, disappears into a dead space, and reappears in the next wedge to tip the seesaw again. The plastic dome transforms a blurry wash of background heat into a precise maze of invisible thermal tripwires. This tripwire system is clever, but if you own an outdoor security camera, you have probably received a motion alert on your phone only to open the video and see a completely empty yard. Human bodies aren't the only things that create moving heat. A reflection of intense sunlight off a glass door, or a blast of hot exhaust from a passing truck can easily sweep across the yard. Because the sensor strictly registers thermal change, it cannot visually verify what caused the heat. It just feels the thermal seesaw tip, and it fires off an alert. To stop your phone from buzzing every time the wind blows, engineers add a gatekeeper to the circuit board. It is an integrated microchip programmed to filter out the noise. This chart shows how that filter works. It measures the frequency of the electrical pulses. If the signal spikes too rapidly, like radio interference, the chip blocks it. If the signal rolls too slowly, like a brick wall gradually warming up in the afternoon sun, it also gets blocked. The microchip only lets a signal pass through if the seesaw tips at the exact rhythmic frequency of a human walking pace, breaking through those invisible tripwires. Which brings us back to you, sitting in the dark office. Because you are sitting perfectly still in a dead space, you vanished from the sensor's view. Getting the lights back on requires swinging your arms wide enough to sweep through several of those active zones in the air. That exaggerated movement repeatedly tips the internal seesaw, feeding the microchip the exact frequency it needs to finally flip the switch. So the next time you approach an automatic door and it slides open,
Remember that a camera didn't see you coming. You simply walked through an invisible tripwire of heat.